Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today we will make something like this. On my Facebook group here, Taylor David asked if I can show how I would make this effect here, what makes the Merk Vilson. He does something like this here. And on his, as far as I know, on his Patreon page he has a tutorial for this. I haven't seen the tutorial now, but I want to show you how I would do this. So I don't know which way he does it, but I think it will be almost the same because I can't think about another way, but doesn't matter. So so if you are interested in his way, please go to the Patreon site and search for Merk Vilson, and you will find his tutorials. Okay, and you see I made some tests, and here is my test. So let's go here, and it's pretty the same. And here I did another test with some letters. I don't know if you see it in the recording here, but this is rendered with Octane, and this glow effect you don't get with only the native renders in Cinema 4D, but you can do this with post-work in After Effects or something else. And so I want to show you how to make this, that we have a connection between two objects, they come closer together. So okay, let's start. We start with let's make the simple one first. So let's start with two spheres. This is sphere number 1, and I make two spheres, so one sphere this side, one sphere I put this side here a little bit. Okay, maybe another way. So the next step, what we need is to connect these two objects. So I make a connect object and put in these two spheres. Okay, so we have one object here. Next step is we wanna clone some matrices on these objects. So with the connect here selected, I go to MoGraph and go to matrix. And in the matrix I go to the object mode and drag in the connect here. And so now you see we have on each vertex we have a matrix cube, and I don't want to have the distribution on vertex, I want to have it on surface. Okay, maybe we take some more clones, and I want to have some vertices in the inside here. So here it's okay, but it's not here, so I play with the seed here until I think, yeah, that looks quite nice. Okay, maybe here more. Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, now we have here some and here some matrices. Good. Next step. With the matrix selected, I make a tracer. Go to MoGraph, tracer, and because we have selected the matrix before, we have the matrix already in the trace link, and all is fine. And so we go to connect elements, so all objects. Sometimes it works this here. It should work both, you see it work both. Okay, and the next step, in the tracer I want to deform or to displace the tracer. So I go to the tracer and shift click on the MoGraph. I want to make a random effector, but I want the random effector to be a child of the tracer. So I go to the random effector, hold my shift key and click on random. Now you see we have here, and it does nothing at the moment because the deformer, we have to say please deform my points, and now you see, okay, there is something. But we have not enough segments in our tracer, so let's go to the tracer, and you see here we are on the type linear, and with no intermediate points, and this is not what I want. I go to uniform, and you see I have lots of intermediate points. We can even take even more. You can come up to 50, and it looks crazy like hell. Go to 20 for the moment. We can change this later on. And I want the random effector just to work in the middle here, so not on the spheres itself. So I go to the random effector and take a fall off and make a spherical fall off. Okay, you see where we have the fall off. The random effector works. So make the random effector just bigger. So I hit T on my keyboard for the scale tool and scale it up. So something like that. But this is a little too much here, so I go to my random effector in the effector tab here in the parameter. Let's say I go 50. So I want to change everything in the same value. So I select all three. Here in the first one I give in 50, and now I click Control Enter, so it makes it for every value here. Good, that looks quite nice. And in the random effector, so because if we make now animation, nothing happens. But if we go to the random, from random to noise or turbulence or something else, let's say turbulence, and now hit, you see we have something like this. We can play, we can see if maybe noise works better, but no, noise is a little too smooth here. Let's go to turbulence and go up with the animation speed. Let's say to 200 maybe. Okay, maybe the scale a little smaller. Yeah, okay, that looks quite nice. Now we have to find a way to make it with the distance. So when I drag, let's say this, at the moment when I drag this away, you see nothing happens. So it's still connected. This is not what I want. For this we need, let's do the random effector. Let's turn off the fall off. So we need the fall off, but we turn off this fall off here. So yeah, this looks better for me. Okay, maybe let's go with this sphere here a little out here, so that the deformer is in the middle of our two spheres. Okay, next thing we need is I want my spheres more closer together, so make it from the side so we see it better. So I make a smaller random deformer and drag the spheres a little smaller. I don't want such a big distance between the, so this is better for me. Okay. Now I need for the matrices, I don't want to see the matrices. As when I go far away, I don't want to have no matrices, and if I go closer together, I want to have more matrices. More matrices means more flashes here. More. Okay, more splines, more tracers. Go to the matrix, and we need a plane effector. So go to the effector. Plane effector. I don't hold the shift at the moment because first I want to have the plane effector. You see, we have selected the matrix before. I selected it, and I have already the plane effector in the effectors tab. But I want the plane effector on the same position like the random deformer. So I drag the plane deformer under the random deformer. Now it's random deformer is a parent, and if I hit now reset PSR, the plane effector comes on the same position, goes on the same position like the random effector. Okay, now I know these two are on the same position, and I put it under my matrix object here. The next step, I want to have the same size of the random effector. So I have here everything that I copy this value here, go to the plane effector, make the same fall off, so spherical fall off, and the size I make the same like the other one. So no fall off, but here you see there's something. But here I don't want to affect the position, I don't want to affect anything except the visibility. So, and now I go to my deformer here to the fall off and invert the fall off. That should mean, if I go with the sphere now a little far away. Okay, let's see what's happened. I forgot something, I think. Yeah, of course, I have here to go from min-max, the maximum, I have to go to 50%. Now you see the matrices are away here. So that means if I go closer or I go inside this fall off, I get more matrices. You see? And if we go outside, the matrices disappear and so the tracer disappears too. See? And we don't have any flashes. Now I go back. I have here my first matrices, you see? Matrices, and it connects. And if I go closer, I have more. And and it looks, of course, much better when I make this animation. So you see we have here some, but we can take this later and go inside. Whoops! And now we have this effect. But if I want more flashes or more tracers, just go to the matrix object and go up with the count here. So you get simply more. Oopsie, this is the wrong one. Go to the sphere here. And you see we have more. Let's bring this other sphere inside here. And yeah, and I was asked here if I can bring in this there is somewhere an effect that looks like an explosion. If they come close, you have seen this. If they come close, it looks like an explosion. And this is just because they come here, because you see it here, they come very close, and so this is just a ball of tracers, nothing else. So and if we go now with one of our spheres to this, we should get, so let's go something like this. We get the same thing here, but you see it better when it's rendered. But I want to do more, so I don't want to bring this back, bring back this here to here somewhere, this here to here somewhere. And what I want now, I want if I move my spheres, I want that the two effectors stay always between these two objects. So this we can do quite simple. And so what I do is I go to the plane effector first, and I give the plane effector a character tag and constraint tag. We used it in some of my other tutorials. Constraint tag can really be very helpful and can work as a parent or something else. But I want here the PSR. So it looks about the PSR, and I go to the PSR tab, and I need another target. So I have come to add here. So I have two targets. And the two targets are just these two spheres. One sphere, two sphere, and now of course it's exactly between these two spheres. The same constraint tag I copy as control drag it to the random effector, and now if I move one of these spheres, you see the effector more or less it's just is between these two objects, and this is exactly what I want. It moves with it. So let's say if we put an vibrate deck or something else. Let's put a vibrate deck on our spheres. Go to the sphere, vibrate deck. Of course, when I do it like this, there will nothing happen. So they have the same movement. This is not really interesting. So we need a different seed here, and just go to one vibrate deck, change the seed, go to the other one, take another seed, and then you see that works quite well. 200, 200, 200, and frequency of 1, and let's see what we get now. Maybe here, let's make it bigger, so then okay, that works, you see. And this is, yeah, and that's it so far. Yeah, we can go back here like this because of this. The vibrate deck destroys our position here. So I take these two things here, go to the y-axis. No, this is not what I want. I have to do it 0. 0. They should be on the same height now. Okay, that's okay. And yeah, that's it for this. And so if I want to have it nicely, so I hide my matrices, my effectors and everything, and we see nothing here. So now we can play with this. Take one sphere, bring it out, and now I see we don't have this flashes around the sphere anymore. And if you come closer, and if we, let's make a quick render thing here for this. I use the Octane render because it's just faster. I'll show you with the physical render. You can get with the physical render kind of a glow effect here. For this, let's make a sweep out of the tracer. So I go to my insides here, make a very small, let's say 0.5 maybe. Okay, put the inside in a sweep knob, so alt click on sweep with this inside selected, tracer under it, and we have geometry here, you see. Yeah, and if it's not, if this is not crazy enough for you, just go to the uniform tag and tracer and say maybe 50. Then you see it looks quite crazy. But I want the sphere a little out. Here's 17. This one. Okay. Nope. This. Okay, that doesn't matter. I just want to show you how you can get a little glow at least. So make a new material, and in my material I just take the luminance channel, make it quite bright, so 300 should be fine, and render this here. Of course I have to assign the material to the sweep. We have something like this. Okay, but no, with this glow does not really work. So this, let's see. And glow is an post effect. That means I can't do this with my setting here, because my settings for the preview is progressive. That means it renders until I say stop to render and I have enough. So it never stops to render, so I can't not have a post effect. So post effect is after it finished render, then the effect comes in. But here it never finished, so I can go to fixed here and let's say 3. This makes a fixed render. So, and now you see I have this glow here with no glow, with glow. It's kind of okay, but it's not really nice. So this is, you can try it with another way. You can go in your render settings, and this is the object glow if you do it with the texture. I don't want to do it with texture. We have here an effect in the render settings that is called glow, and this does something too. Let's see. You see, but this is now, it glows on everything. I don't want this. We have a chance here to use an object ID. So I wanna give this sweep. So I wanna adjust the glow on the sweep. Right click on the sweep. Go to my compositing tag, and in the compositing tag you have an object buffer, and here you can give object IDs. So object ID 1, and I wanted to use it just on object ID 1. And now we can see how let's try with glow edges, and you see, yeah, that looks not so bad. We have something like glow here. Let's go out of the intensity a little bit, and it looks not so bad. So you get something like a kind of glowing here. And okay, and let's go, let's see with the sphere a little closer here. Okay, so something like that. It kind of works here, but it's not really a nice effect. So, but if you have nothing, it's better than nothing, I would say. Let's go a little down with this size maybe, and up with the brightness, with the intensity. It looks not so bad. So, but when you do it with Octane, let's go. Yes, bye bye. Go into the render settings here, and I go to my Octane render settings. Here I don't have to do nothing, so that's, and I make a new material. I just make a diffuse Octane material. Go in. And I need just a emission, a black body emission. So we have this here, and bring it up here, and let's see. Okay, that doesn't work, so let's make it zips. Okay, now it should work. Okay, viewport rendering is off. Okay, this is what I want for this. Path tracing, so bring our material here. Okay, let's make it a little darker, this whole thing here. For this I make an texture environment. Go to the RGB spectrum here and go down. So okay, I don't want this. So, and here we can make this glow effect with the settings, or if you have a camera, you can do this in the camera, the same setting you have in the camera. If you make it Octane camera tag, enable it, and let's go up with the bloom, and you see you get something like this. So you can do it as well. So let's try to make this little. Let's try here. Surface brightness. Sometimes it's better this, sometimes it's better this. I always try it because I not really know when I need what. So let's go up here, and then let's see. Maybe without it looks better, because we get this explosions, this effect, and we have something like this, and this should work too. So if we, you see, and we get this nice explosion effect here. This is a little too much, but you see what I mean. And if I take my sphere here, go away, we have nothing, and if we go closer, even closer, and we get something like this. Okay, this is thing number one, and it's the same thing with what I did here with the flash thing here, with the letters. I just put on the A and on the S, I put instead of spheres, I used A and S and put matrices on it, and does it exactly the same, you know. Just put between these two objects you want to have these flashes, just put matrices on it, put the effectors on it, and you are done. You're good to go. So you see, it's not really hard to do. Yeah, I think you know what I mean with this. And there's not really more to say. Yeah, you need to put it in a connect object, and I do it with two. Let's do it with two letters. Make an mograph, motext, AB, whoop up, make it little fatter, and middle here, C to here, it's C for make it editable, book, so I get this here, bring it out, don't need the nulls here. Then again, I make it here with, I have here my, oh, come on, edit optimize script. You will find this in the description of the video. This is a free plugin, and it is make it editable, and at the same time it optimize everything. So I make it with the A, check, yes please, and with the B, yes please. Bring this to under the connect object, and you see immediately we have this thing what we need. So let's see how the matrices are distributed. And this should everything work. In the matrix we have to connect to, this is okay. I want to see my matrices. They are not inside the plane effector. So I take all these two effectors, T for scale and scale it up. And you see now when I go up, I see where are my matrices. And if I'm not happy with this position, just again play with the seed until you are happy. Just before here I have some, here I have some, this looks okay for me. Go again with the deformer, T for scale, scale it down, so something like this. And I have the same effect here now. If I go out with the A, zip, 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 zip. And if I don't want to see anything, I don't want to see the effector, I don't want to see the matrices, I don't want to see the plane effector here. Okay. And zip. Here it's funny because it's still inside, but it looks not bad, I think. Okay, stop it, render it, and zook. Looks quite nice, but of course if we go out with the B out of the effectors, it stops too. Wow. It looks crazy nice. And come in with it. Wow. Okay. this is it. I hope you like this, and as I said, I don't know how Merk Vilson does it, but I cannot imagine that he does it so much different. But he's a great guy. But his ideas are crazy good. Maybe he has a totally different idea to do this. So yeah. So I really recommend to watch to go on the Patreon site from Merk Vilson and go on his site and see what he has to offer. So okay, this is it for now, and I hope you like this, and the next tutorial will come soon. Yeah, soon, yes. Don't know when, but soon. Maybe I have here, don't know, do I have something what I can show you what we do next? Let's see if I can show you what we do next. Yes, sorry, a little later. So, yeah, this here. Here in this there is a lot to tackle. This is a great video, and you see there goes a lot is going on here, and yeah, and we wanna make this the next time, this color change thing here. You see it? Oops, is there a way to? You see this? I want to show you how to make this color change. So when the sphere goes through this membrane or something else, and it takes the color from this membrane and goes further. This will be the next one we do. And yeah, and here is, but here's much more to see. Something like this, and it's really nice. But it's a lot of it's a lot of keyframing. But we will do this thing here in the next tutorial. Okay, so as I said, I hope you liked this one, and yeah, I wish you a wonderful day, and hope you watch my next tutorial. Every link you will you need, like the script here, the edit optimize script and everything, you will find in the description of the video. There you will find also a link to my Patreon site if you want to support me on Patreon, or you will find a donation link if you want to just donate on PayPal. I would really happy about this, and it's so hot here in Vienna, and I really would like to drink some beer with donation money. Okay, so yeah, hopefully see you in the next tutorial, and I wish you all the best. If you have questions, requests, complaints or whatever, please write me in the comments, or write me an email, or write me on my Facebook group site, or on my Facebook site, or whatever. You will find a way, I'm sure. So okay, that's it for now, and bye bye, tschüss und baba.